Mm. Poetry is just poetry. This needs a little beauty. Actually, the poem I I wrote yesterday was not beautiful, and the reality is stark reality. I'm I'm my own spy. As a spy, I found out that even though I'm in Turkey now, all the people around me so the city me again. How many people do you have? With how much money you have? I have no real estate, and my bank deposit is only about RMB 10,000. And Sydney again swallowed all the wealth accumulated by China after the reform and after the reform and the opening up. Because Xi Jinping 福建给 married my mother, they must ensure that I I get back I will get back to China as soon as possible. And they will never allow me to get pregnant. Needless to say, this house was bought and controlled by Xi Jinping 福建给. Otherwise, this huge suitcase would not have been placed here. The friend of the hut who coexist in this apartment was probably bought and controlled by Xi Jinping 福建给 by introducing him to a girlfriend too. Needless to say, the Afghan refugee who had a sexual relationship with me was already bought and controlled by Xi Jinping 福建给. Maybe Xi Jinping 福建给 tried to trick me into returning to China through my trust in the legacy, but it failed because a few days ago they arranged some people like this uh, Afghan legacy to do various performances just to control me through this illusion. When I first moved to this area twice. Twice, the two men I encountered mm, when I entered the gate was probably to represent the legacy and express express his me presumably to control me. They used to control me by uh, insinuate. Now, the so-called boyfriend may also be a spy of Xi Jinping 福建给 because the hackers of CCP have been monitoring all my activity online. It was not difficult to arrange such a young guy for me online. Of course, maybe I met this young guy by chance, but it might be that he was bought and controlled by Sidney Fujian later. These different people may play different roles, but their master are the Sidney Fujian. They work together back to back to achieve the goal of Sidney Fujian, which is to for me to return to China as soon as possible. And that Iranian woman, of course, also serves Sijimi Fujian, but I have blocked her. The Turkish guy I met on the taxi website was of course arranged by Sijimi Fujian at that time. They made this arrangement. Maybe they wanted to use this kind of guy to break my last line of defense and therefore me to accept any short and ugly man. Recently I heard the voice of the God. It was probably saying that Ukraine is me. At first he said Ukraine, you. Then he said uh, Ukraine with you several times. Last night the gods put you in the name of Ukraine and said it maybe it's because of me or for me that this war in Ukraine is happening.